Hello explorers of your inner universe, my name is Annea and on this channel we explore psychology and work on our personal growth together. Today we are diving back into the glittering chaotic world of sex and the city to solve a mystery that haunted Carrie Bradshaw for years. Why did Mr. Big choose Natasha? She was more than just wife. She was Carrie's ghost of Christmas future, the living, breathing embodiment of everything Carrie feared she wasn't. So, what was the secret ingredient Natasha had that made Big a man allergic to commitment propose in just a few months? And what painful real-life lesson is hiding beneath this glamorous, fictional love triangle? Buckle up because we are about to uncover the uncomfortable truth that the series tried to gloss over. Let's be honest, despite her limited screen time, Natasha is practically the fifth main character. Her presence is so powerful it lingers in almost every conversation between the girls. She's not just a plot device, she's a mirror. And in that mirror, we see one of the most psychologically balanced and admirable characters in the entire series. Think about it. At the Hamptons party, when she intuitively understands that Big and Carrie need to talk, what does she do?
Hey, what are you doing here?
What am I doing here? What are you doing here?
I just got back this week from Paris. Oh, Carrie, this is Natasha.
Hi, it's a pleasure to meet you. I've heard so much about you.
Oh, really?
Natasha's parents have a house here in East Hampton. We just came up for the weekend.
Excuse me. It's nice to meet you, Carrie.
A less secure woman would have clung to his arm, marking her territory, but Natasha, she is polite, perceptive, and with immense quiet confidence, she simply walks away. She never saw Carrie as competition because she wasn't competing. She was living her own life. This wasn't aloofness. This was a profound sense of self-worth. She didn't need to play games to feel secure in her relationship. So what was her secret? On the surface, it's easy to say she was young, beautiful, and had a model's figure. But Big had dated a revolving door of models. He didn't marry any of them. The difference was that Natasha wasn't just a model. She was a woman from a good family with a prestigious job at Ralph Lauren, impeccable manners, and an innate understanding of the social world Big inhabited. This brings us to a crucial point. In my previous video, Why Mr. Big Never Married Carrie, which you can find linked in the description below, we did a deep psychological dive into their dysfunctional dynamic. Many of you brilliantly pointed out in the comments that in the series they do eventually end up together. And you're absolutely right. But that ending is the beautiful, satisfying fiction crafted for television. The real psychological truth and the real life story of Candace Bushnell and Ron Galati tells us that a relationship as turbulent, insecure, and fundamentally incompatible as Carrie and Big's would not magically transform into a healthy, lasting marriage. The series gave us a fairy tale for Carrie, but Natasha represents the kind of woman a man like Big actually builds a life with in reality. He didn't just choose a wife, he chose a partner who fit seamlessly into his entire world. With Natasha, he could attend a charity gala or a business dinner without a hint of anxiety. He never had to worry about an emotional scene or an inappropriate comment. She was in a world safe. She was peace. And for a powerful man navigating a high-stress life, that peace is more valuable than any amount of dramatic passion. Now let's talk about one of the most frustrating scenes in the entire series, the Hubblemoon scene. This is where Carrie and her friends, instead of doing any real self-reflection, decide that the problem isn't her dynamic with Big. The problem is that Natasha is just simple.
Okay. Robert Redford is madly in love with Barbara Streisand.
Katie.
Katie. Oh, Katie, right?
Yeah. But he can't be with her because she's too complicated and she has wild curly hair.
Hello, Curly.
Yeah. So he leaves her and marries this simple girl with straight hair.
Ladies, I am having an epiphany. The world is made up of two types of women, the simple girls and the Katie girls. I am a Katie girl.
They reduce her to a plain girl with straight hair, implying that Big settled for something less complex, less special than Carrie. They label themselves as Catties. Can we just pause and dismantle this? Since when are healthy, stable, and respectful relationships something to look down upon? This scene is a masterclass in ego protection. It's far easier for Carrie to believe that Big chose a simpler woman than to face the terrifying truth that he chose a woman who was in many, many ways more emotionally mature and better suited for the life he wanted to lead. The series frames this as Carrie being a catty, but in reality it's a damaging narrative that glorifies chaos and dismisses the profound strength and value of stability. If there was ever any doubt about Natasha's strength, the lunch scene erases it completely. This is without a doubt one of the most powerful scenes in the series, and it's all thanks to Natasha.
I'm sorry he moved to Paris and fell in love with me. I'm sorry that we ever got married. I'm sorry he cheated on me with you, and I'm sorry that I pretended to ignore it for as long as I did. I'm sorry I found you in my apartment, fell down the stairs and broke my tooth. I'm very sorry that after much painful dental surgery, this tooth is still a different color than this tooth. Finally, I'm sorry that you felt the need to come down here. Now, not only have you ruined my marriage, you've ruined my lunch. I guess that's just what I have to say.
Carrie, knotted by guilt, stalks Natasha to a restaurant to offer a performative, self-serving apology. She doesn't do it for Natasha, she does it to clear her own conscience. And Natasha sees right through it. Watch her body language, the cold stare, the ironic tone. She doesn't scream, she doesn't cry. Instead, she delivers a devastatingly elegant monologue that perfectly outlines her boundaries. You broke my marriage, and now you've ruined my lunch. Let that sink in. In one sentence, she communicates the entirety of Carrie's impact on her life, from the monumental betrayal to the present, everyday annoyance. She refuses to accept Carrie's hollow apology. She refuses to make Carrie feel better. She simply states her truth and removes herself from the drama. She didn't just lose a husband, she lost a tooth, and yet she carries herself with more dignity in that moment than Carrie does in the entire series. She teaches us that true strength isn't about loud confrontations, it's about the quiet, unshakable commitment to your own peace. So, what's the ultimate lesson here? The story of Mr. Big and Natasha isn't just about who he chose, it's about the story we tell ourselves to avoid our own painful truth. Carrie's story, he chose her because she's simpler. This is a story of blame and avoidance. The real story, he chose her because she offered stability, respect, and a shared vision for life. This is a story that requires self-awareness. The series sold us a fantasy that chaos and passion eventually win, but real life and the real life story of Ron Galati marrying his Natasha tells us that lasting partnerships are built on respect, shared values, and emotional safety. Don't fall into the trap of believing you are too much of a catty for a good man. The goal isn't to become a Natasha. The goal is to integrate her self-respect, her boundaries, and her emotional intelligence into your own life. To build a life so full of secure on your own that you attract a partner who adds to your peace rather than one who constantly threatens it. If you want to explore Carrie's and Big's dysfunctional dynamic even deeper, don't forget to watch my previous video, Why Mr. Big Never Married Carrie, linked in the description below. What do you think? Did you see Natasha differently? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I love reading your perspectives. If this exploration resonated with you, please give it a like and subscribe for more journeys into psychology and personal growth. Until next time, explorers, stay curious. Love ya. Bye.